Hi, Pravindh. Thank you for your essays. Now let's have a look at the first one. You have four paragraphs. The essay looks a bit short, but okay, let's see. Reading is a very important skill to develop in a child's early years. Okay. However, I am of the opinion that spending time doing an enjoyable activity with a child is of utmost importance. This essay will give reasons and provide examples to it. Okay. I would say capitalize this I, but I think this was a typo. What can I say about this introduction? It's a very short introduction. You know, there's short and sweet, and there's just short. The thing is that you might want to develop a bit of the debate, because you simply say that spending time doing an enjoyable activity is of utmost importance. Why? How? What are the opinions about that? What's the debate about? Where's the reading part? So reading is not even um, presented as I don't know, as a negative let's say aspect. You say that yes, reading is very important, but why does this debate exist? So perhaps an additional sentence or a sentence and a half would be a bit more I don't know, a better addition to this introduction. To start with, playing on game consoles such as PlayStation, you have to capitalize PlayStation, that's a brand, develops active skills. What kind of active skills? Active skills means a lot of things. It's not just a set of skills. Spatial awareness and hand-eye coordination. Okay. Hand-eye coordination hyphen. You should have a hyphen here. For example, a recent study in a world-renowned hyphen here again university. Can you please name the university, because you know there are so many famous universities that you know, you really have to be specific. Otherwise, this sounds like, you know, I heard somewhere. Has shown that a child that plays a non-violent hyphen here game such as football enables a student to outperform their counterpart in psychometric tests. Wait a second. First, you start with the argument building on the fact that playing game console games is useful. Okay. Spatial awareness, hand-eye coordination, but then you say football. Wait a second, these are different activities. So your argument will not stand, because you are arguing, you're going the wrong way here. So you really have to keep up with the same development. I'm not sure where you're going. So yes, this is the main thing. Um, and you say to outperform their counterpart. Who is the counterpart? What did the counterpart do? I mean, did they play football? Did they stay and read? What exactly did this other group under study do? Okay. Therefore, it is undeniable that playing computer games promotes better skills development than reading alone. Okay. Oh, if you refer to the playing a non-violent game on a console, then your sentence is not clear about that. Your sentence says football. Your sentence doesn't say computer-based football. And then what kind of football is this? Is this a game management? Is this a team management game, or is this a how is it called? A point of view game, like when you play for the player. So nothing is clear about the sentence. And it's not completely clear and undeniable. So a bit more clarity and more detail would be good in this paragraph. Secondly, although reading gives a child an academic advantage, they will not gain as much practical experience that can be achieved by participating in a physical activity. Okay, this is because sports or competition teaches a participant how to plan, no need for comma, and work as a team. Okay. For example, students who participant, try to avoid repetitions and use synonyms. sports, such as basketball, perform much better in reasoning and practical scenarios than their counterparts. Okay, again, the word counterpart, which means everything and nothing. Okay, there were two groups on the study, but how exactly are they different? Um, so, wait a second. They will not gain as much practical experience, okay, what exactly is practical experience? Reasoning, how is reasoning a practical experience? And what do you mean by practical scenario? I mean, I can kind of infer, but kind of is not good enough in an IELTS exam. So I am very sure that you can develop this a bit more and add more detail and more precision. In conclusion, as much as reading is a vital skill, parents should not focus solely on it, as there are other skills that can be developed from a more fun activity. Yes, that's a good one sentence summary, but more detail would make it even better. Try to summarize what you discussed here. Playing game console games is really good because, and participating in a physical activity gives you this kind of experience. Again, you really have to say which kind of experience. Put that in the conclusion, and that will be a great conclusion. So, this is a good first step essay, but we need to work on this. And yes, your vocabulary could be a bit more sophisticated, but this is a very good first step. All right. Next, some people think that schools have to be more entertaining, yes, and the others think they should be merely just educational, right? Okay, so school is a child's second home. Oh, whoa, whoa. Be very careful with statements like that. A lot of people don't think that, as they spend most of their formative years in it. Okay, you can say school could be called a child's second home. Don't be very categorical by saying is. Be tentative and soft and hedging by saying could be called. I am of the opinion that its purpose is more than to educate. What's the grammar here has to be fixed. Do you mean that its purpose is more than educating these growing souls? If yes, fix the grammar here. This essay will explain the reasons and examples to support it, and provide examples probably to support it. Okay, nice poetic introduction. All right. But make sure your sentences are grammatical so that your thought is clear and understandable. Schools today have to be more entertaining, um, um, simply because if students are excited to be present in class, they will be motivated to participate in lessons. Okay, very nice point. But I don't really like this connection. And simply as an emphasis means they have to be more entertaining. Just remove simply because um, when students, I would say when, not if, when students are excited and so on. Yes, very nice argument. For example, if a physics teacher makes the lesson interactive, using, I would say, experiments or demonstrating interesting, attractive. You use the descriptive, a good descriptive word here. Children will turn up no phrasal verbs in essays. Let's agree on this. As few phrasal verbs, very informal phrasal verbs as possible, because this is not a letter to a friend. This is an academic essay, not only physically but also mentally. Yes, I like the way you put it, but vocabulary. This is one of the reasons, one of the many, why schools need to be more fun. Okay, one of the reasons. How about other reasons? Okay. How about a bit more detail? This paragraph is a bit short. A bit more sophistication and more detail and more precision would make it even better, but good for starters. Apart from that, when a child associates school to fun, to associate something with to something or with something, not as. You can say when a child perceives school as a fun place rather than a monotonous one. a fun, let's say, a fun what? Because you need to replace this word place so that you don't have a repetition. Other distractions will not affect them. Okay, good point. This is because, no comma, there are many avenues where school-going children are tempted into going, such as shopping malls, gaming centers, and cafes. I'm not sure I understand your use of the word avenues here. Are you trying to use this as a part of an idiom? If yes, I can't see the verb for the avenue. So perhaps you could rewrite this and make sure that we understand how the word avenue works. For example, if a student has to choose between going to an eatery, AN, with friends, or an exciting biology class about reproduction, comma, not semicolon, comma, they will undoubtedly, adverb, decide to come to the class knowing that the class will teach them an important lesson in a fun way. Yes, I like the detail in here. Yes, this is exactly what I meant for the previous paragraph. You see, it's slightly longer, it gives more explanation, it's much clearer. And the conclusion, although, no comma, although schools have been for centuries, although for centuries schools have been a place to educate, times have changed and now children need to be attracted to attend it, as this will make education not only fun but also easily obtained. I'm not sure what you mean by easily obtained. Perhaps you could explain this in a bit, in a slightly different way. Do you mean it will become easier to learn? If yes, make sure we understand that. And again, this is only one sentence. How about briefly summarizing the main point of this paragraph and briefly summarizing the point of the second body paragraph? And this will make this conclusion much more detailed and much better. So this being said, try to pay attention to the errors that I have outlined, make an error list, work on that, and rewrite the essays and see how they will become much better. Looking forward to more of your essays and all the best of luck.